Hey everyone, it's Matt. All right, so it happened. You are having a nice, fun, loving conversation with your partner when suddenly the tide turned and the subject of the past came up. You got a little nervous, maybe tried to steer the conversation away, but eventually it happened. You got some new information about your partner, about their sexual past. And whatever it is, how big or small, you can't stop thinking about it. Now, these thoughts make you feel anxious. They make you feel upset. They make you feel sad. They make you feel sick. Okay, the list goes on. And there's actually a name for this type of condition, and it's known as retroactive jealousy. And guess what? It's actually quite common. In fact, over the last 5 years, the Google search term retroactive jealousy has nearly quadrupled in popularity, simply meaning more and more people are beginning to suffer from this nasty monster. It may at times feel like there is no way out of this chokehold, and this is something that you'll have to basically deal with for the rest of your life unless you do something drastic like break up with your partner. Well, I'm here to tell you that having anxiety about your partner's past is not permanent by any means. And in this video, I'll share with you 3 ways which you can start healing today. So by the end of this video, you'll have a handful of solid ideas and techniques that you can try to get rid of this anxiety about thinking about your partner's past forever. And before we jump into it, it would mean a lot to me if you could just take a fraction of a second, go ahead and smash that like button. This will help with YouTube's algorithm and not only support this channel's growth, but also get this video out to more people that really need to see it. So I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. So the first thing I want to talk about is not overthinking this. Not overthinking your anxiety about your partner's past. What I mean by this is your brain sometimes tends to want to try to rationalize a situation with your partner's past and figure them out in order to, in order for you to feel relief. Long story short, this simply will not work. You'll be stuck thinking and thinking for a very, very long time, and more than likely, you'll get stuck in a very negative loop. You need to not overthink the situation and just treat this type of anxious thinking of your partner's past as general anxiety. Again, treat it as simply general anxiety. This will help you avoid a lot of the headaches and pain in the long run because there is so much conflicting information out there on retroactive jealousy. It's best just not to focus on a lot of that and instead just tackle the anxiety portion. Back when I suffered from retroactive jealousy so greatly, I would get caught up in this loop of always needing to seek new advice and get new tips and techniques. And back then there was very, very little information on retroactive jealousy. So a lot of it were people from like Reddit and Quora and things like that. And some of their advice would be, well, not so good. And I didn't know any better, so I just followed it. And some people advised that retroactive jealousy could not be cured, so you should break up with your partner and date a virgin. And so, well, I did that. And guess what? It didn't work. Even though my girlfriend was a virgin, the anxiety and retroactive jealousy still found a way into my relationship through either, getting upset and jealous over past people she simply, kissed or went to second or third base with, or even general anxiety where I didn't want to take her anywhere because I didn't want other guys to hit on her. So don't do what I did, okay? Save yourself the struggle and just focus on general anxiety to take this problem down for now. So next up, I have a little spoiler alert for you, okay? Asking questions of your partner and trying to seek answers does not work. In fact, not only does it not work, it makes matters so much worse. It creates so much more anxiety. It is best to avoid doing this right now in order to heal so much faster. See, in life, we grew up with this idea that if something makes us curious or we don't know the answer to something, we need to ask. And once we know the answer, we'll be satisfied. Well, it doesn't work quite like that when it comes to retroactive jealousy sufferers. You see, because we aren't curious about their past, we are obsessed with their past. We are in fear of it. So asking more questions and seeking answers is only going to act as a compulsive behavior and will only create more questions and more scenarios for you to play over and over and over again in your head, even if they're not true. which will cause you, again, more and more pain and anxiety. And I can remember so many times I made my wife cry because I just dug and dug for answers and, judged her along the way, thinking I can get a great deal of relief if I knew everything. The fact is, it didn't work. One answer led to another question, and that led to another question, and that led to another question, and so on and so on and so on. So make a commitment to yourself. No more questions. Get comfortable with the discomfort of the unknown. Tell yourself that you'd rather experience a zombie apocalypse instead of asking your partner a question. Who knew a zombie apocalypse could actually save your relationship? But in this case, well, it actually can. The final thing I want to talk to you about is finding your confidence, okay? You feeling anxious about your partner's past actually has nothing to do with your partner. It has nothing to do with anything your partner did in the past. It doesn't. It doesn't matter if it was just one kiss that bothers you or 17 different threesomes. It has nothing to do with them and has everything to do with you. It has everything to do with your own insecurities and your own confidence. Most of these anxious feelings and insecurities of your partner's past have to do with a lack of confidence in yourself. Would a super confident person who just radiates self-esteem ever have anxiety about his or her partner's past? No. Okay? Do you think Gal Gadot suffers from retroactive jealousy? I highly doubt it. Do you think Jason Momoa suffers from retroactive jealousy? I highly doubt it. Firstly, if they did, I'm sure the tabloids would have picked it up and we would have heard about it by now. Secondly, there'd be no way they'd be able to perform in films if they were constantly caught up in these, thought loops. So why don't people like this suffer from retroactive jealousy? Why don't they have this anxiety over their partner's past? Is it because their husband, wives, girlfriends, etc. don't have a past? No, I'm sure they have very colorful pasts, especially, being from Hollywood and all that, So it all comes down to feeling secure and confident, okay? It's time you found the Wonder Woman inside of you. It's time you found the Aquaman or the Superman or the whoever inside of you. Channel them and bring them out. Start working on your own confidence, okay? Write down the things about yourself that you aren't happy with and work on them. Okay, start today and crush them one by one. Would you feel more confident if you lost a few pounds? Make a commitment today to start losing some weight. Would you feel more confident if you could speak better in front of others? Join a Toastmasters group and make that commitment to yourself. And if you are unable to do any of that stuff, next time you feel anxious about your partner's past, just close your eyes and ask yourself, what would Wonder Woman do? Okay, what would Thor do? The ripped Thor, of course. But find that inner confidence and start letting it shine through. Who gives a rip what people think? You don't. You ooze confidence. Who cares what your partner did in the past? You don't. You choose them because they are good enough for you. You choose your destiny, you choose your future, and you choose your partner because that's what confident people do, and that's you. So I hope this video helped you out today. If you enjoyed it, please support this channel and go ahead and smash that like button. Also, please take the time to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already and click the notification bell so you are alerted each time I post a new video. And also, if you tend to suffer from intrusive and unwanted thoughts, anxiety around your partner's past, please go ahead and check out the links in the description below for my 7-day Road to Freedom Retroactive Jealousy Accelerator program, where I give you a lesson and an activity every single day for 7 days for you to take hold and tackle your retroactive jealousy once and for all. All the information is down there in the description below. I appreciate you joining me today, and we'll see you in the next